Kemper Profiler, Tones and Talks. Hello, everybody. Wonderful. It's summer. It's still season 5, and now we're looking at episode 18, I guess. And I'm also looking at Mr. Thomas Dill. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Wonderful. Yes. And I'm looking forward to this episode, especially because one of the devices I owned at some point, and I think it was a very, very, very early point in my life circle as a person playing guitar. Yeah, and you will let us know in a bit what it is. And you looked at this genre a little bit with two of the most famous devices which were used for an amazing amount of really genre-defining tracks,
Yeah.
and by guitar players, genre-defining guitar players. And let us know what it is.
Yeah, we're going back to the 70s, and when the 80s is the decade of the chorus sounds, the 70s are the decade of the phaser sound. So we're talking about phasing effects, phasers, and two very famous phasers, the Phase 90 and the Small Stone by Electro-Harmonix. So here we go, these two. Electro-Harmonix Small Stone and MXR Phase 90. These are the units that I own. And just a little bit of background information. I have prepared something, so let's go to the short keynote. So, starting with the Phase 90. This was released in 1974, and it was the first MXR pedal ever made. It had just one control for speed, that's it. And there are different model versions of this Phase 90. So we're looking at the versions. The first one is called the script logo version. It's built from 1974 to 77. And then we have the block logo version built from 1977, up to now, but with some modifications. The script logo version has a more subtle phase sweep, and the block logo is more intense, a little bit more feedback and resonance. What everybody said about those old vintage stuff. So my one is a newer one, and the versions of these, so some of the versions, we have the block Phase 90 now, the script Phase 90, a reissue of the script one from the early days. And as you can see, they have LED controls here, and they have AC option so that you can use it with a power supply. The older ones had only battery. And then there's, of course, the EVH Phase 90, where you can switch between script sound and block sound. So there's the script switch. And then they have a Phase 95, where you can also switch between script and block sound, and you can switch between 45 and 90. So there was a Phase 45, not that famous as the Phase 90, but you with a smoother sound, and you can switch between 45 and 90 sound. So users of the Phase 90, definitely, of course, Eddie Van Halen. David Gilmour, Shine on Your Crazy Diamond, is Phase 90 sound. Then Jimmy Page, Achilles' Last Stand, Kashmir, was recorded with a Phase 90. Tom Morello, the first chord in Killing in the Name, is Phase 90. And Joe Walsh, Hotel California solo, also played with a Phase 90. The other one, the Small Stone. This is that one also has one knob. It was released also in 1974. designed by David Cockerell from Electro-Harmonics. And I said it already, it has this one rate. Here's rate in MXR phase 90, it's speed, so it's the same. It's the tempo of the phasing effect. And it has two modes, two color modes. So I will show you how they sound in a minute. And here are all the different, in not that good picture, but you can see it, the different versions. So this is the oldest one on the left side in the upper row. And this is the one that I have. I think it's the version 2, how they call it, and then some others, and also a bad stone phase shifter is a different variation of the small stone. So the users were the Rolling Stones, as I read. I think it was Beast of Burden. Some people say it was a small stone. Some people say it was a phase 90 or phase 100. And if you ask Keith Richards, he might not know at all. And of course, David Gilmour used a small stone also, but I don't really know on which songs or which recordings. And Johnny Greenwood is a user of Radiohead. I think they've used all the phasing sounds on OK Computer with a small stone. So these are the quick facts about those pedals. Now let's check them out. So here, this is the clean sound. And starting with a phase 90. So this is the setting for Shine on Your Crazy Diamond, as I use it, and then turning it up. So for those funky stuff. Okay, the other one, small stone. You have this whoosh. So this is color up. So I set to that color 1. And then the brighter one, more subtle effect. Very usable till I think 3 o'clock. And then from 3 to 5 it's very noisy or weird. Okay, so those are the sounds of these two phasers. Now, let's go to work. And I will start with some kind of 10 o'clock setting, starting with the phase 90. And this one. This is one of my favorites, the smooth, smart. So very smart setting of the phase 90. Now going back and going to the rig manager. Wait, I need to take you with me to the rig manager. Here we are. So this is my setup, phase 90 slow. Just quick information. The amp is my clean set of the Marshall Super Lead. A little bit of reverb. That's it. And nothing fancy. And here in the first loop or the first module, I have placed the phasers. This is without. This is with the phaser. And here is my profiler phaser. And this is, so let's compare it. So first of all, the phase 90. Phaser. Sounds different. So, but first of all, we need to look to the details. So the modulation check. So is the tempo right, and is the intensity of the modulation, or in the phaser sound, this wow sound, is that coming right out of this effect? So I will play one note with the original one. Slow one, taking the profilers one. As you can hear, the tempo is right, and also the modulation sound, this wow sound. Wow, wow. A little bit more subtle on the phase 90, so I can turn down the mix. So we need to check something. So we have a few more parameters available on the phaser as with the phase 90. So you can get confused with that. I started with a preset called Eddie, which I think is made, this one here, made close to a phase 90, some phase 90, but I tweaked a little bit of the parameters, as you can see here. So tempo sync is here at 2 seconds. I turn it down, and then depth is the same, manual a little bit higher, feedback turned down, feedback turned up here, peak spread is at 0, and of course a 4-stage phaser. So let's tweak something. First of all, the depth. You get it really intense, so I don't want to have that in that intensity. So going back to, I was at 5.6. Then with the manual, when you go up, so something at 5. Very important is the feedback. So here you get these weird sounds with maximum and feedback. Here you get something like not very much. So I was at 31. to get a really smooth phasing sound. Peak spread. I was turning that at 0.8, so it's not that much. And then very important, the mix level. When I adjust these phasing sounds, I start with mix at 100% and check out the depth, and then vice versa, turning up the depth and turning down the mix level, and get something which is close to that what I want. So when you adjust the phaser, check out these two parameters. If you have set the rate or the tempo to your needs that you want to have, and then check out with depth and mix parameters. So going to 5.6 and going to something 73. So here we are with so it can be a little bit more of mix and depth. So what I'm missing compared to the original or to the Phase 90, the Phase 90 sounds more, has a warm tone. And first of all, I thought, okay, warm tone, what should we do? High cut. Take an EQ, not the metal EQ, just the graphic EQ. So load the false, and then nothing is happening, just a little bit of high cut. Oh. Original. Okay. Oh no, sorry for that. This is the original. Now EQ and phaser. Getting closer, but not that good. And I thought, I learned from you, Tom, to do things a little bit different, and I don't know how, but I came to the point that I was thinking it's a little bit in the Phase 90, it's a little bit boosted or something, and I thought, okay, use something as a boost in front of it and turning, tone or something down. And I came to that point that I've used the Kemper drive with starting a clone setting. So it was Kemper drive, this clone 1. So drive at 0, tone, everything in the middle, definition in the middle, somewhere 5.2. And I thought, okay, let's turn down tone and definition, and let's see how it gets there. And here we are. We get the warm tone. Of the Phase 90. And it's totally easy, just turning down a little bit of tone and a little bit of definition, getting this warm sound. If you like, you can boost it a little bit. Don't turn up the drive, but now you get a little bit overdrive. You can boost it. Original. So this was nice accident nice thing to get this typical, what everybody says, okay, it's not warm, it's not that vintage tone. And I always try to use an EQ to get this warmer tone. But the Kemper drive is really nice and much easier because you only have two controls, definition turning down, and a little bit you can choose between definition and tone. Try it as you like, and you get this smart boost into the effect. What some of those old effect pedals have, this preamp that they have, preamp circuit, which boosts or colors the tone. And if you like to have that style, use the Kemper drive for that and place it in front of the effect. What do you think? You're smiling.
Yeah. I mean, of course, a very, very smart move, and it made all the difference. And again, it's the thing that all these famous devices have their how is it called? Their discrete built preamp things with
Yes.
Analog devices, and there's always filtering.
Yes.
Frequencies are changed with these things, and the way the engineers who built this made this, they define how the frequency of the guitar is changed regardless of the main effect. So, and that's one of the big epiphanies, so to say, for guitar players, that basically everything is frequency curve and filtering, either by all the famous and so various drive pedals, or of course with these this old vintage modulation devices, because they, of course, you need to bring the guitar signal in, and it has to be in a way amplified, and this happens with controlling it in a way and filtering it, and so that's the thing. So that was a smart move, definitely.
Yeah.
And again, you nailed it, big time. Cool.
So now let's go further on and take a faster setting. How to get fast? It's with these pedals, it's always different. It's not just turning up the rate, and they react different. So we have one setting, and now going to the next one. It's that one, phase 90 fast, and I had the 2 o'clock setting of the phase 90. And first of all, the phaser. It's a bit fast. So listening to the wah sound, it's okay. We have this wow tempo is okay, and then kicking in the Kemper drive. So, what did I do? What did I change? Let's see. On that one, I will store that. Phase 90 slow. Going to the slow one. And I copy that. Just for your info, a right mouse click on the module opens up this page, and then you can just take copy. Going to the next one, I will copy that to another module, then paste. And here are the settings. So the rate is turned up. That's normal for that one. Depth 5.6. Depth is a little bit lower here. in the new version. Then manual feedback in the slow version is 5331. 5330, okay. Peak spread 0.8, the same for 4 stages. And yeah, in the older one, in the slower one, a little bit more mix level, but definitely just a little bit less depth and higher amount of rate. So not that different to the slower version. Now let's go to the small stone. We're going to the pedal. Here we are. Phase 90 turning off. And I will start with color 1 at about 10 o'clock. So this is to be rebuilt by the profiler. So here we are, same setup, same amp. Loop mono is the small stone and here is the phaser. So listening to the small stone. And again, so the whoosh sound is okay. So I have a little bit more depth, mix level at 100%, also 4 stages, and feedback at 31 and manual a little bit up to 6.8. And yeah, now our vintageizer with definition turned down and tone turned down. Here we are. Maybe a little bit more high cut or lower value of definition and tone. That's okay. So this is the first one. Store it to make it available on the rig exchange. Now going to the next setting. This is color down or color 2, and I will go to, let's say, 2 o'clock. Oh no, that's the wrong one. This is the small stone. Okay, going to the rig manager. Here we are. And color 2. Again, small stone. Phaser. Bit faster than this setting here. Checking with 1 note. Can be a little bit slower. Yes. Then the intensity can be a little bit less. Wow, wow, wow is too much compared to the original. It's smoother. So now checking between depth and mix. So I will turn down the depth. That's nice. That's it. So this is very close. So for this setting, this color 2, I don't really need the Kemper drive. What do you think, Tom? Do we need the Kemper drive? Let's try it.
I think the Kemper drive could be a little much. In this case, maybe a little bit of high cut would do, but it's already pretty similar. But I hear a little bit of your strings strumming through your microphone. So it's a little bit covered.
Yeah,
so I can't
let's
really
try it. Let's try it. Original. Taking tone down. That sounds better. Sometimes it's definition, sometimes it's tone. So you need to try. It's not, there's no rule. Pretty close. So this is just the small thing. Shaping all that stuff. So yes, so these are typical setups of, so my favorite setups with these two phases. And yeah, you can really replace them. I think you can replace them. And you have the option of tap tempo for all that stuff, and you can vary the sounds. You can have it sometimes. Another thing is when I'm using the Phase 90, it's sometimes too high cutted. So I often think, okay, it would be better if it has some more treble on that tone, because now then it's better, suits better in the mix when I'm recording, or suits better for live performance to cut through all the instruments in the band. And you don't need to turn up, so you have these trebles, and this is great to have that then in the profiler.
Yeah, that's true. And then you also very beautifully worked out the fact what usually were the, how would you call it? Well, maybe the secondary features of these things, because first of all, okay, it's the effect, but then like with in the last episode with the CE the chorus pedal that had this CE1 that had the gain control and also this special frequency situation going on, and this level situation, which was also a feature or a special way of handling the guitar signal that's separated from the fact that it's a chorus effect. And with the Phase, especially with the Phase 90, I think as well, there's this phaser effect, and for example, with most of the old stuff, the early stuff with Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, used it really on the lower settings.
Yes.
So
Most of the players used it, yeah, till noon, till noon,
right,
but
right. So
not that much. Yeah.
so it was more a little bit like, I don't know, an auto war. Changing subtly the guitar tone, but you had this high cut.
Yes.
Once you hit this thing, your rig was not so screechy anymore, and Eddie was a big guy who tried to tame this, and the brown sound creation that he did basically comes from that. He put some acoustic styrofoam stuff in front of the guitar speakers to filter the treble stuff,
Yes.
and go to various other lengths to control that, and finally then bring the voltage down of the amp as well. And the Phase 90 was a big part of it, because if you drive the amp hard and have this treble tamed a little bit, like what we did and do with the metal EQ, and what also the overdrive pedals do, then you have this special tone source as well, apart from the main feature, which is the phaser effect as well. Yeah, that's
You need to think
really,
about
really important.
all those amps in the 70s, and the most people used the Marshalls, and need to show you that. So my favorite setting on a Marshall Plexi is that one. So look at this, treble presence all the way down. Just went to a friend, and he gave me his JCM 800, and I checked it out at his shop, and he said, okay, my favorite setting is treble at 0. So this is this Marshall setup, and with those vintage pedals, they were made to fit with these amps, and they were made to let these amps sound better. So they need to have some treble or high cut and a warmer tone. And I think it's great to have that in the profiler in 2 sections. So you can get this modern tone, modern effect tone without an EQ or the Kemper drive in front of it, but you can get this vintage tone with the Kemper drive in front of it. And that's what many people don't think about, that these colored tones or shaped tones are very important, but you don't have that right in the effect module.
Yeah, that's true. And on the other hand, you have to take into consideration then, when you had this, I don't know, this Marshall, for example, this Plexi, and you wanted to play live, and you did not always want to have, the crunch or the drive sound, which needed the treble to be taken down entirely. If you want to play some clean and some funk stuff in between, you needed to bring the treble up for that tone. And then you're in this typical situation we were in back in the day. You totally effed, because what do you do? Because we had no switching systems, and we had no possibility to automate parameters or whatever. So you had to find a place where, in a way, with the tone knob from the guitar and your effects pedal and the distortion settings of the amp, you could get along with having some, distorted tone plus also some clean tones available without having to change the amp knobs. And the weird thing is, people, and that's just me, and some people going to kill me for that, I'm so amazed that whenever I hear amp demos these days, is that it's still the same situation, especially with the amps who share EQs between 2 channels. It's either one that's usable, the other one is not. And that's quite a shame. I think it's 2025. And okay, we have things to work around this and get the tone. But this very expensive things haven't smelled the coffee yet, I guess. But okay, it's their right and it's their tone source they all seem to love. And so that's why they create the things like this. But usability-wise, for your workflow to be a little bit more flexible, that's always a challenge, like in the old days. So,
Yes.
rant over.
Yeah, okay. So I don't really have anything more to say to this phaser stuff. So mission accomplished.
Very well accomplished. And again, said it before, but here again, I'm pretty impressed how you to watch your workflow and then find the sweet spots of these old pedals and turn the right knobs with the profiler and become able to replicate that tone. It's pretty amazing. So people, try this at home. Thomas, thanks so much. And yeah, next time we will look at some individuals' guitar settings. But there's also a lot of knowledge to be gained from by setting all these things up. Okay, thanks again, Thomas. Take care. Bye.
See you. Bye.